Firstly, I would like to thank Dr. Ajit Puri invited me to give a talk here. So my topic today is evolution of the acetabular reconstruction of the periacetabular tumor resection in my hospital. So these techniques that we used in pelvic reconstruction, including the saddle prosthesis, tumor bone replantation of the inactivation, proximal femoral resection and the reverse bone graft, the modular prosthesis, 3D printed modular pelvic prosthesis, and custom-made pelvic prosthesis, the first generation screw and rod pelvic prosthesis, and the second generation of the screw and pelvic prosthesis. So saddle prosthesis, the literature on the saddle prosthesis show the MSTS score is at about 50 to 57%. Major complications including the dislocation, departure of the component, upshifting infection, and ectopic ossification. So in case of the extensive resection of the ileum, the saddle prosthesis could not be used because it requires abandoned ileum for support and fixation. This is the case we did in 1999, 34-year-old male patient with chondrosarcoma. So after resection, we use a saddle prosthesis reconstruction. This is another case we did in 2001, but 6 years later, the prosthesis goes up to level of the number 4. So this finally we took the prosthesis, then we did fusion finally. So we have done a saddle prosthesis was supplied in 5 cases in our center. Dislocation was found in 1, migration in 1, and deep infection in 1 patient each. Tumor bone replantation after inactivation, we do en bloc resection, remove the tumor tissue from the bone, then soak the tumor bone in 10% of saline solution at 60 degrees for 30 minutes. Then we put the bone in situ. Cementation was used for augmentation of the construct. Plate fixation and total hip arthroplasty. This is a case, 38 years female patient with pelvic chondrosarcoma. We did reconstruction use recycled tumor bone. There were 15 patients who were treated by en bloc resection and reconstruction used recycling autograft from 2003 to 2011. The complication in 8 patients, including 3 implant-related complications, 1 autograft fracture, 1 dislocation, and 3 infection. The mean MSTS score was 56.8%. So the use of 10% hypotonic saline in combination with the pasteurization technique provide a cheaper, easy, and reliable technique to sterilize tumor-bearing autograft. Modular pelvic prosthesis started in 2002. There are several advantages of this prosthesis. We already report in several papers. So, like this patient, 56 female patient with chondrosarcoma, we did the modular pelvic prosthesis. So the patient's very good function. 1 year after, she can dance and she can, normal, she can do everything. So complications of the modular pelvic prosthesis, including the long-term follow-up, including the deep infection around 15%, septic loosening 2%, ileum fracture or prosthesis breakage 5%, dislocation 9%, and sacroiliac joint detachment in about 3%. For solve this problem, so we started to design a 3D print of modular pelvic prosthesis. The advantage of this prosthesis include anatomic interface contact with iliac bone, direction of screw along with stress conduction of the sacroiliac joint. And there's a trabecular structure on the interface. It's good for the bone ingrowth into prosthesis. So this is a paper we published at PJJ. This, you can see this direction of the screw along with the stress conduction of the sacroiliac joint. So this case, 28 years male patient with a huge germ cell tumor. So we did body resection, then we use this process for reconstruction. So six months after surgery follow-up. Very good function. This is another case we did this procedure 6 months after surgery. The patient can swimming, very good swimming, and walking, even running, very good function. So what about the bone ingrowth, these processes? We have two cases of the underwent hemipelvectomy after local recurrence. So we did the research. We found the procedure very good fusion with bone. This is the micro-CT and the histology show the bone ingrowth in the processes. This is another case of this show the very good fusion with bone. So what about this resection after P124, P123 resection? How to reconstruct this? So this paper we also published BJJ. This my colleague did custom-made processes used for reconstruction this area. But the patient got a problem with the processes exposed to the outside, the incision problem. So he did a revision. They cut posterior part of the prosthesis 1 year later, but 6 years later, the patient still have this problem. So we saw this custom-made prosthesis not very good, like Dr. Odger talked yesterday. This too big prosthesis. This is a 15 years female patient with Ewing sarcoma. We did a femoral head graft combined with module prosthesis reconstruction. So this puts the operative picture. This fusion very good, but we saw this not very stable in the early stage after surgery. So we saw the other things. So we did the case like this, proximal femoral resection and reverse bone graft. After resection the bone, we also resect the proximal part of the femur, then reverse the bone graft. But the patient function is not very good, not very satisfied. So we saw this still have a problem. So my colleague published the paper this year in the course about this. So we tried to design another reconstruction technique. We designed a screw and rod pelvic prosthesis. We tried to fix the acetabula on the spine. So this is the case we did. This paper also published in BJJ several years ago. This is a patient, 53 years female patient with pelvic Ewing sarcoma. So we did reconstruction. It functioned very good, but this process also have a problem. Disadvantage of this problem, including the vertebral body screw loosening, it will cause the nerve pain. No contact interface with bone, so it's difficult to maintain the long-term fixation. And also stress concentration when the patient is walking. So the rod can get breakage. So this, we try, like this patient, 20 years female patient, after surgery, his function is good. But 1 year later, the screw loosening, so the patient have a severe nerve pain. So finally, we took the process out, though. So for solve this problem, we designed a second generation screw and rod pelvic prosthesis in 2014. So there are two axes on the prosthesis. You can adjust any angle of the acetabula during the surgery. And also there is the interface, the bone growing interface on the prosthesis. So installation like this, we took long screw fixed to the sacrum, also 2 screw fixed to the lumbar, and also you can very good adjust of the angle of the acetabula. We published this paper in Core recently. This is a case 20 years male patient with pelvic osteosarcoma. So this very huge osteosarcoma patient. So after wide resection, we use this process. We did reconstruction. Usually, sometimes we put the femoral head, did graft with sacrum. So this can keep the prosthesis very good position. This is another case, 41 years female patient with osteosarcoma. So we also did this reconstruction, this 3 months later, this 6 months later. This is finished. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Guo.